Good morning, good people. I'm Deacon Hal Goldwire. I am not a Capuchin Franciscan, but I am a diocesan deacon, and I'm the vocation coordinator for the friars. I sit and journey with young men who are discerning what's on their heart and God's will for them in their life, and walk with them through the process as they discern, am I called to live this way of life? I was asked to give just a brief talk about Advent. And Advent means coming. So during this Advent season, we're preparing for the coming of the Christ child. We're purging everything, just readying our hearts for the coming of baby Jesus. But there's also a second meaning of Advent with that coming, and that's Jesus' second coming. So in the Gospel of Matthew during Advent, it talks about, be awake, be alert. You do not know the hour or the day the Lord is coming. And even though Jesus says this in its gospel, a couple of weeks ago I was wondering, is this really true? And you could say, Deacon, really? You're doubting Jesus? But I did have this occasion where I had to wonder about this. And here's what happened. A few weeks ago, I was up in Chicago and I was at this church conference. And there were a lot of priests there, and at the end of it, I had got my suitcases, and I had to go from this suburb up in northwest Chicago down to O'Hare. So I got out my phone, and I opened it to the Uber app, and I call my Uber, and it says 11 minutes, your car will arrive. So I'm like, all right. And I'm admiring, there's a beautiful lake there, the leaves are changing. It's just beautiful standing there. And a priest walks by. And I said, Father, will you hear my confession? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course I will. So I purge everything on my heart that's separating myself from this friendship with God. And then he gives me my penance. He walks away. I do my penance. And then my phone goes, it vibrates. And I look, and it says that my driver is coming, and that he's driving a mid-sized compact, and it says that his name is Jesus. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, how often do we get this opportunity to see that, Jesus has arrived, and, here I am, and there's Jesus. So was I even more surprised that I knew he was coming, or the fact that Jesus drives a mid-sized compact? Well, whichever surprised me more, we don't always have that opportunity to just step out of the confessional and then know that Jesus is coming. So my prayer for each of you, knowing that we do not know this hour, is that you, during this Advent time, purge your hearts in the confessional, however this is done, to just get right with Jesus, so that at his coming of the baby Jesus you're ready, and also at his second coming. Pray for vocations and know that I and the friars are praying for you.